these two heroes is the mobility they both possess, and along with Bathilda getting banned out, a great support. I mean, at this point, Maledicta are really banning out the heroes with mobility,
Butterflies
and
born
I
by
mean,
land
Hilda
seem guided
doesn't
by
just
lantern
provides
flight.
is not just mobile hero for herself. She also provide some really good, you know, flyovers, or you could say takeovers for her teammates too, with her guiding wind. And you know it, I mean, if she goes in with the damage build, I mean, the backliners are sometimes not safe, even if their HP is kind of low, because she would be surrounding with a circling eagle then and
Only
finishing
love
them
at
off.
night,
But if
but
we look at the
everlasting.
Mythical X Pro, they are banning in this Yusion, regular mage into the banning section, Granger being banned out, obvious reasons. I mean, Sky Piercer with the Sonata as well as Rhapsody hurts a lot, along with the new hero Lucas. I mean, he's no longer a new hero; he's already into the meta and have been banned out
Need
for
some
obvious reasons.
stitches?
The
I
damage
can
output,
help.
the sustenance of this hero is really high. And okay, first pick from the side of Melodista, they are taking in but and I mean, why not? A lot of crowd control with three of his skills, because most of the time the flicker combos works out to be really well and a game changer too at points. Okay, here we could see Peter taking in the Harith, another meta hero, to the side of Melodic because I mean, why not? All the meta heroes are open. Well, I mean, some of them are open, and choosing them is a really good option for this team. And specific worth saying about Harith though, he has a lot of damage potential. I mean, Zaman Force dropping in will enable,
Your
a lot of
team
chrono
is
dashes
winning.
into the scene, and I mean, that's enough to finish two of the backline damage dealers. And I mean, escape also. And then we do have Hylos with
Your
his
team
glorious
is
path will
winning.
help a lot in charging in as well as retrieval. And I mean,
The
has
Immortal
a
One chose
lot
me to
of
Your
vanquish the
team
sustenance
is
to it.
shadows
winning.
that
But
plague
I
this
mean, for
world.
now, they should also take some,
Horology is my craft. Sticky
burst
finding.
damage. I feel. But then, what do you have to say about X Pro, Mythical X Pro taking in these three heroes?
Okay, we can see that the mythical X-Pro is taking the Sicilian onto
Your
the mid
team is
lane. I mean, he
picking.
wasn't even banned out, so why not just get him onto their team? He's a hero which is type of a late game assurance for the team, with the back fist dealing a lot of damage.
Your
He got the
team is
range onto him as
picking.
well. The back impact, once he's gonna stack up to that thing, he will be hitting hard and lowering their HP as well. There is a Melissa. Melissa did just a lot of damage onto the late game, but still, Melissa is against the Harriet, so I'm kind of concerned. The Melissa pick is there, so she needs to play out a little more safe and like wait for her damage. And we can see the early X god going with the min sitter pick. I mean, this hero with the king's calling will be literally annoying them out every time, especially for the Harriet. And I guess there's Angela too, so they will be getting annoyed, and especially the Spear of
Your
Glory
team
directly
needs
targeting you, like
deflections.
similar to the Franco's Iron Hook will be directly targeting you and just getting you into their hands. And here we can see onto the second banning phase that the Suyo and the Hayabusa are getting banned out. I mean, these two of the junglers are very, very amazing with this mobility and dealing a lot of damage. The Hayabusa directly targeting onto the backliners with the Shadow Kill and shutting the, marksman and the mage, and kind of scary part for your team as well. The with the immortal body with the soul saver will be doing a lot of damage, and I can see that the tiger getting banned out. I mean, this hero with the implosion flicker combo will be changing a lot of scenarios. He has the CC, he has the sustain, but looking onto this DP getting banned out, I mean, I don't know why they ban out this hero, but still there is the Angela, there is the Sun jungle coming in as well, the Atlas and the Karina. I mean, new heroes coming into the scene after. Meanwhile, I'm seeing that the Karina being used onto the jungle as well as Sun jungle is very amazing. He get a lot of damage spike as well. It's like three suns, having a damage because he has his clone. So onto the late game, he will be dealing a lot of damage. And there's the Angela for the support with the hard cut as well for the heal as well for the shield.
I mean, yeah, true though. The lineup is completed, but the Atlas looking scary, and it's just the Harith with his Purify, I guess, Padang. I mean, Sun can ult out at that moment, but he needs to be accurate though. But
Welcome to
I mean,
Mobile
ladies and
Legends!
gentlemen, here we are into the land of dawn,
5
and we
seconds
have
till
these
the
two
enemy reaches
teams,
the
male
battlefield.
this year
Match
and
them! All troops
team.
deployed!
Okay, mythical Expros onto the red side and onto the Castatics. It's Burger and Yuna again.
So we can see both of the teams are here already, starting with their standard rotation with the, taking down the jungle creeps as well. The gold laners are already onto their lane as well, the EXP laners. And meanwhile, in the early phase, there won't be that much amount of team fights, and we can talk about a lot of things, Burger. And we can see the composition coming in from both of the team. There is a Minceater, with the King's Calling, and there is Atlas with the Lethal Link, which will be literally, annoying them a lot because they have the CC onto their hands as well. But still, there is a Sun, there is a Badang to drone them out with the face crack, and the Angela will be supporting a lot. So let's see which team gonna win this match tonight.
I mean, there are a lot of options coming in, but then you also do have the Harith with the purification spell. If he moves out of the covered area, he will be doing a lot of damage and will be annoying them at the same time. But we have to look in. I mean, at the top lane here, we could see Minnesota flickering away from the position because it was really going bad as Angela did lock him up with the puppet on a string, so it would have been a lethal time. And as well as Badang was diving in with a okay, temple clash here. Let's play. Okay. And then, as we can see, Hook coming in from the side of Manchita, trying to get a hold and do some damage. And bot lane is building up some tension right now.
Oh my god, I'm just looking on to this Hylas, okay? He's on to the million. He has, already bought the item for the roaming, but he's not doing, he's just in the middle lane. I don't know what is being twisted. Angela is roaming out onto the EXP lane again and again, but not the Hylas. But still, you can see there is a neutral objective already on to the reverse side. So let's see if the mythical experts or the team Maledictas will be getting the turtle. And here you can see the fight going on, and the first blood coming in from the heads onto the Ubi Excon, and we can still see the Atlas charging in, but he doesn't have his ultimate right now in this moment, so he needs to fall back because there will be a turtle fight soon, so he needs to be alive for the fight.
For a second, I thought it was the hate from another team. I mean, but then it's a totally different guy. And look at that lower HP coming in. Glorious Path pops in, but the Hylos is too low to run by. And the real fight is on. Minsta King calling as well as Lethal Links would be launched in. And it would be a 4-for-0 trade along with the turtle. Heavy exchange. Mythical exposed.
I mean, the world trade, gone into the hands of the team Mythical X Pros. They got the first objective onto their hands, getting some goal lead as well, securing the 4 kills, one for a 4 trade. That was really great for them as well. The perfect timing of the King's Calling as well. The Glorious Path was onto the correct point, and they're dealing the Cecilia with the Baptist, dealing a lot of damage. There was Sun who was trying to get the turtle, and in that scenario, he gets squeezed out like a sandwich and he was shut down, and their position was not in that good situation. I guess because of the mispositioning, their position was messed up, so they got the total 4 players shut down on that moment.
I mean, at this point, they should have, kept someone as a different room. I mean, Terizela would have been a great option, but look at that fight coming in. Temple Clash, as well as Mizak King Calling, has been launched. He would be flickering away as Badang would be dying on. Puppet on a string has been used. Okay, ultimate has been used by the Harith, but the Harith will be getting the kill onto the max now. They are retreating, but again launching Sun with his clones coming on in to the Sicilian, a missed position by Hades. He would be getting down by the Melissa, and the add up of the tower damage was enough to finish this beefy tank off.
97. 0726.
As we can see, the turtle is up. Teams are rotating though. Atlas is coming towards the turtle so early as a tank, and I mean, it would be an easy turtle for Athena as no one is there. Okay, trying to be aggressive Athena here. Okay, trying to put up a gank here, but he's looking at a low HP, would be getting finished off by Athena right away. I mean, this requires Hades to build in a Athena shield because he's getting out by the magic damage output of the Karina right now. As you can see, King's Calling has been used on the Badang. Badang looking in a really dire situation, but is near the turret, so would be retreating very easily. Now we have to see, will the Minsta survive the fist crack, the fist break, and the fist win combo? That's the thing, because he has used his ultimate now. This is his time to suffer with the ultimates from his opponent.
Well. Looking onto the team of the Mythical X Pros, they are leading with the 2K gold and they are trying, they are literally dominating out onto the team Benedictas and they need to find out something, to get along with them and get that goal cover up as well, get some control over to the map area. But we can see some tension building up upon onto the goal line. But still, Angela and the Harless is coming for the support and the Harless going in. But the Atlas will be falling back as well, the Melissa.
I mean, at this situation, the combination they're putting up, it's really lethal. But look at that. And rotation coming in from the Padang trying to corner out the mage, but then not not enough space to box him in because he is already into his turret.
Okay. Two of the XP laners, just having their own time onto the EXP lane as well. The third neutral objective will be spawning soon onto the real side. So let's see if the team Maledictas will be getting their hands onto the starter or not.
Yeah, true, but look at that fight breaking in, face break coming in. Okay. Along with the turtle going in to the hands of Athena. Right now, Sicilian is rotating towards the lane of Badang. Badang's turret is in really low HP though. Even the mid, goal laners are fighting really well, but they have to see. I mean, both of the tanks need to, focus on their lanes, especially Hylos and Angela, because I mean, at this point, Haris needs to be get fed along with Sun, because they are the only late game assurance all they have.
Definitely, we can see the King's falling coming from the main star, but Harriet as well, the Angela will be falling back safely.
And I mean, yeah, why not? Look at that again. Batface has been unlocked. Hades trying to go away here. At last coming in, looking for an opening to just use his fatal links. And again,
Oh my god, the fist track coming in from the back, targeting onto the Sicilian. The little link is onto the flash well. The glorious spell. Hard cut has to pop out. Oh my god, a lot of damage strike coming in. The sun taking down the Sicilian. The Melissa is really low onto the HP and she needs to fall back.
man, for now, I mean, Minsita needs to join the team fight because I mean, without him, it's being a really dire situation for them because they need that extra team coverage. Cause I mean, the extra ground coverage with his Minsita's King's calling. Cause I mean, he cancel out the first and the first and the second skill of the hero who's into his King's calling. So it is really necessary that will help Sun to not escape in from a fight, as well as Harit to get boxed in, and Padang not to use his skills frequently.
I mean, that's true, and we can see some tension building up onto the middle lane. Both of the teams trying to get onto their good position to catch up, but no, the team Mythical Experts will be falling back and they will be targeting onto the Lord, but the Melissa taking down the Angela. I mean, the support, the hard guard, the shield, the heal who is doing a lot. She has been taken down as well. The Lord going into their hands, the first Lord already, and let's see if the team Maledicta will be able to, defend out, will be able to make out some comeback for the team. Okay, the King Kong has been used by the Menstater. Mega kill coming in from the Athena onto the health, and the assist coming into the play. The double kill for the Athena onto the Badang.
Well
Oh my god,
played
the
though,
second
Zaman.
was connected from the Sicilian. The hot gun is onto the play and the hand shutting down the Athena as well. The Melissa taking down the theater. It's up the middle lane. Oh my god, that's another kill for the Melissa onto the sun. And only the Harriet and the Angela is there to defend out as well. The Lord is marching from the top lane. All the theaters have already fallen out and the inhabitants are only standing.
I mean, only the mid lane inhibitor is open. I mean, it would, the bot lane, I mean, the top lane would be getting pushed easily. If, I mean, yes, as we can see, Melissa is also trying to take the bot lane for her team, but then I guess it would be a easy defend for the side of Maledicta because I mean it's just early game. Okay, Melissa coming in with the eyes on you, the range, the damage has increased and will be finishing off the Harit. Angela needs to be fast here to save her teammates with her hard guard, but then let's see, the Lord hasn't been killed out yet, and probably get. I mean, will they get the holy blessing turret down? And
Okay,
look at
that's
that.
literally so late as well. The SS has the shuttle, but the Minsita getting the kill onto the Angela, but the Angela also shutting down the Minsita. Sun taking down the Melissa, well defended out by the team Maledicta as well, getting some trades onto their hands and covering some goal lead. And right now, only the 3K goal difference between these teams.
I mean, Maledicta that play out really well. A very out of position fight coming in from the side of Mythical Explores. I mean, you do have a really good team. You do need to focus on to the people, especially Atlas is the main key feature. Who would be charging in though. So I mean, Atlas and Minsitha need to use their skill very wisely here.
I mean, that's true, that's true. They're lethal rings, and the Minceda's King's Calling will be really great for the team fight. They need to predict out where and which movement they need to give out, because sometimes, a lot of trades can be, going on to your opponent teams instead of you, and you will be at the disadvantage, you will be at the loss. But we can see another fight coming in the sun with the clock onto the Karina, but the King's Calling has been already used. The Glorious Path is onto the play, but the Athena shutting down the Badang, but the Peanut taking the revenge and taking down the Athena as well. The double kill for the Peanut onto the Peanut squad. Oh my god, Harry doing a lot of damage from the German first, and there's a passive play coming from the Sicilian, taking down the Highlands. A lot of damage coming in from the Sicilian. That's the double kill for the Sicilian onto the Sun, and I think it will be the triple kill for the Sicilian, and that's the triple kill coming from the Sicilian onto the Angela. Lot of damage coming from the back, but from the back impact as well. The Peanut is there. Oh my god, Peanut shutting down the Melissa from the players well, getting the double kill onto the Sicilian and deleting out, and the Max is really low onto the HP. Oh my god, with the last hit, the Max getting shut down. That's the triple kill coming from the Harris.
I mean, that's the beauty of Harit. As I described earlier, this hero, when it's the late game, you know, I mean, to be particular, after his Kalium Psych as well as the Holy Crystal is built, I mean, just these two items will help him a lot, in finishing off enemies. But look at that, means it's camping in there.
I mean, we can see the State of Glory giving a lot of damage as well. The Lord is there, and the team Maledicta will be getting the second lot onto their hands. So it's an evil lot, so it will be doing more damage comparing to the first one as well, covering up the goal lead. And they are into the goal, like equal goal lead, this both of the teams. I mean, a great trade win onto the hands of Maledicta. They are making a comeback again. The Harris getting the damage back onto him, giving more advantage now onto the team. Oh my god, all the scenarios are changing between in this team. The team Mythical Express were leading, were dominating. Now the Harriet is, literally just taking them down. Because the battery coming in from the Sicilian. The hard guard is onto the play, onto the Harriet, the fifth flag, and the Glorious Path has been activated. And the Harriet taking down the Max. And there is the front liner for the Little Wings former. And there is a lot marching from the top lane. The Mythical Express need to defend out this lot as well. The tier turrets are falling down one by one.
Again, we can see
Another
Malaysia in a
strike
direct
coming
situation would be.
punching down the Melissa. Oh my god, a lot of damage comes from the sun as well. The Harry and the theater unit falling down, and the lot has been defended out by the team Musical Express.
I mean,
Well, another tension building up upon through the midnight. The Glorious Path is onto the play. The back is coming in from the Sicilian. The hard gut by the Angela and the Phoenix shutting down the Athena. Sun taking down the mid Caesar. A lot of damage coming in. Oh my is really low onto the action, but no, Max will be shutting down the peanut.
I mean, at this point, Sun with his pace, he should have went with a defensive item, either a Thunderbolt, or you could say, probably he could have taken the dominance eyes for this purpose. Specifically for Sun and Badang, is they will do a lot with the basic attacks, and I mean lowering the damage as well as the attack speed will help him sustain a lot. But then he also needs to take care of the Harith because the magic damage is insanely high right now. So yeah, catching up to these two damage dealing heroes is necessary for him.
I mean, that's true, and we can see that the thought lot will be respawning into the river area around over the 20 seconds, and already both of the team trying to get the river control onto their hands. There is a Badang, there is a at last, giving out visions and trying to zone them out. Both of the teams setting for another fight, and the another fight will be breaking into the river area very soon as the lot will be respawning into the 3 seconds.
Okay, I mean, for now, the previous fights, where team, team, teams are making really good use of it. But for now, Team Mythical Explode do need to position themselves well because
Okay, the Lord is there, and at last trying to get a correct movement, a correct time for his little wings to unleash and take some teammates of the opponent team. And we can see the Sun initiating the fight as well. Angela using the hard gun onto the Harris, and the Athena shutting down the head from the play. Oh my God, the Harris shutting down the mid with a lot of damage coming, but the Sicilian taking down the Batang. Oh my God, the six players have been already shut down, but the Melissa. Okay, that's the double kill coming in from the Sicilian onto the Harris. Oh my God, as well the Angela shutting down the Atlas as well. The Angela getting shut down by the Melissa. Four of the players of the team Melissa are already down.
for now it would be just Malisa trying to split push in. I mean, not split push in, but push in straight. Go for the turrets right away. Yes, they will get the inhibitor. Now it's only Sun left here.
Here's the Hylas coming in with a glorious part, trying to sustain some damage for the team. The Sun is really low on that way. He will be falling back, but no, the hit getting the kill onto the Melissa, the goal laner, the damage dealer of the team. Mythical Express has been shut down.
I mean, Hylos with the blade armor along with the dominance eyes. That's where the magic lies in when you fight one of the marksmen, because you would get constantly damaged here.
Definitely, but I'm trying to zone out with the fish back, but no, the Minted are using the King's Calling as well. The Batfish coming from the Sicilian, taking down the Badang, taking down the head, the Hylos with the double kill, and the Athena has been shut down. Also, Lord going into the hands of the team. Maledict as well. The Sun getting the double kill also to the last.
I mean, for now, the way teams are playing, it's really looking interesting. And look at that, they're trying to charge in for an aggressive gameplay right now.
Okay, already Angela, using the hard gun for the
Yeah. I mean, it's gonna be 30-second cooldown to her ultimate. So I mean, it would be a really troublesome, job for Team Architecture to at least launch a fight. But they need to see they could find an opening probably.
Yeah, that's true. And there is a lot going in as well, the team Mythical Express have already defended out the top lot.
Easily defended because I mean they do have a Sicilian, they do have the Karina with the insane amount of magic damage. So
And we can see the
it's really
hit
easy.
has been shut down. Oh my God, Karina taking down the Hylas. from that scene as well. The one member is already down the front liner, the one who was initiating those fights and sustaining a lot, and already the Angela using the hard guard onto the sun. I guess, but the team Maledicta will be falling back because no point of fighting over the your opponent's own house. Like you should fall back because the damage you will be receiving more comparing to your opponent team.
And moreover, you're missing out an ult is really important to at least, or at least to fall back. So that's really important though.
Yes, this both of the team giving out a very great competition to each other. The team doesn't want to give up. Neither the Mythical Explorers, neither the Maledicta playing out so well, giving a great competition, and they are now in an equal goal lead. Not even letting a single 1K goal difference between these teams. And the fourth lot will be respawning soon on to the river area. I guess this lot will be the deciding factor both of the teams. I don't know who's gonna get this lot, but whoever gonna get their hand onto this lot, they will be having some advantage, and that could be the end of the match.
I mean, true, this lot is and
Okay, the Benzita using the
will
Spade of
be
Glory
really
onto
important
the
for both of the
Angela.
teams.
Angela getting survived by her, the flock of OSS shield. Oh my god, she was really low onto the HP as well using that flicker.
And as we can see, the Lord has spawned in already, and the team fight will be breaking out soon.
Yes, both of the teams trying to get the river control area onto their hands. The frontliners are running out and providing a vision for respective teams as well. The Lord is there. No, but we can see the Minsit are not letting out the Angela to come out, but still she got the hard gut onto her, so she's coming out very easily using her ultimate. And there is a lot, and the team Mythical Expo starting with the Lord fight as well. The Badang trying to zone them out. The bat is coming in from the Sicilian, dealing a quite amount of damage. The lethal links has been used by the Atlas. Oh my god, the Harry dealing a lot of damage. Angela getting the kill onto the Atlas. The Harris has been shut down. The Melissa shutting down the stun, but then getting a lot for the team as well. The Harris has been taken down. Oh, the Angela is there. Oh my god, I don't know. Angela somehow survives it.
I mean, that's something that looking really dire for the Maledicta. The base is full open, and Melissa would be getting the hands onto the base and would be finishing with her basic attacks here. I mean, great gameplay. Somewhere or the
Victory!
other, I mean, Maledicta kind of showed us a comeback scenario, but then as usual, the main composition hit really hard from the side of Mythical Expros. I mean, the Atlas and Minnesota creating such nuisance and some ground control right from the early game. That was too fun to watch. As well as I would say, Athena was doing a really great job at shutting down enemies so early, and then Expro having sorry, it's the squad name. Sorry, Cecilian there was there to sustain damage. No, not sustain. I mean, give damage, and into late game he did great too, as well as Melissa. I mean, cornering out and taking Angela sometimes out in a prior situations. That was the perfect timing, and that was a perfect scenario for Team Mythical Expros. And with this being said, me, Burger, along with Yuna, would be signing off for this match, and we would be back soon enough with new casters and new players though. So ladies and gentlemen, do stay tuned.
match awaiting us in this Indian gaming series tonight. So guys, how you doing? And if you're not doing too well, then right now you would, because the first game or the second game, this is probably, is on our way. And
Butterflies
joining
born
me
by
on the
the
caster
wish.
decks would be none
Guided
other than
by lantern
Debbie,
flight.
and I'm your caster Shinryu. So Debbie, are you ready to have fun in this game?
I'm absolutely ready to have fun, to say the least, because we are just jumping into this drafting phase, and like I always mention, drafting phase is where the mental breakdown happens, right? Because both of the teams, they will be so ready to just make a fool out of their opponents, just trying to make their place into this picks and ban stuff as well. But right now, to watch into this drafting phase, we have seen Jusin and Hayabusa being banned away by ZZTX, and very understandable. But when you are onto the blue side, I thought that they might try to utilize for this Juicing first, and maybe try to keep it open and give it to the red team to ban it away. But this is a different story we are seeing.
I think they are going for that frontline based hero. They need something that will be the one who will engage the team fights. Like the Kasha, like the Badang is already banned. So what else is there? The Hylos, of course. So the Carmine is being banned. So another surprising pick. But I think we have not introduced the teams yet here, Debbie. So onto the blue side, we have team ZGTX, and onto the red side, we have team GHY Athens. I don't know how to pronounce it. So I'm not calling out myself, but yeah, we have Team GHY on to the red side. So already 5 bans here. What will be the last ban? Do you think we will be seeing the Fanny ban, or oh wait, it already came through. So it is the Lucas.
I feel like this is an interesting choices for the banning phase. Juicing understandable the down as well, but the Sicilian too early on. But these are the teams that we haven't seen so far, and so it's gonna be baffling us to say how are they gonna play out, how the draft will be happening, and we are not very close to imagine what they are comfortable on as well. So we are gonna be sticking to the meta right here. Tasman's gonna be locking out into this Grander, who's gonna be the direct first pick, because Grander has so much of a prior and it's so hard to counter it as well. But when you are picking up the Grander, you're gonna need another frontline hero that's gonna be giving you spacing onto this early stages of this game, because you do not want your Grander to be so behind, because Grander is so dependent on the builds. He's a skill dependent kind of hero. But meanwhile, onto the side of GHY, they are going to be picking out the direct counter for the Grander, the Iristel.
Not only they have the Irthel too, with the movement speed, they also have the Hylos, which can actually slow down the members with a glorious pathway. So again, I'm really liking what I'm seeing so far. I think the picks are coming very stable, but the Martis was a bit early on, I would say, along with the Cho, which is again a flex pick. So we don't know where the Cho is going, but the Martis is, I think, is something you can actually use for the early game, which actually works well. That snowball, which is potentially the strongest suit for a Martis user or a Martis hero in general. That can actually work really well, because what they need is the time. And as long as they can buy the time, the Grandeur can come online into the late game, like you mentioned. Really item dependent, and a lot of space will be needed for that heroes. But I'm really liking the flanking potential coming in from the side of Team GHY. So, the Khalid can really disrupt the positioning of this Grandeur in the team fights.
Yep, this is where they were going for, right? Because Khalid manipulates any kind of position or spacing that you're going to be securing, and it's going to be a hard time for the Grander, because it's going to be picking up the flicker, and there's only one flicker you are gonna have. But meanwhile, for the Cho pick for the side of GZTX, I feel like they just wanna force this Irisal onto the Purify, or just try to look for a pick off, because Martis isn't really that kind of a hero that can dive very inside unless he have that very high snowball with economy so ahead. He's gonna be needing that early game, but if he doesn't have that, it's gonna be a little bit hard. So they need to have that extra front line that's gonna be soaking a lot of damage and will be very good on it. But looking so far, the draft coming out from GHY is actually in favor of them, because they are looking for a play to keep their Irisal in a good space, in a good enclosed space, so that he will be there safely and soundly, dealing a lot of damage for the front line for the side of GZTX.
I think, even just like the Grandeur, the Irithel also need a lot of time to farm in the early game. So she's also really item dependent, and as long as she's able to get the gold and also dominate her lane, she will be able to do a lot in the team fights when the goal gap will be slowly but surely building up. But again, it's really a lot of gamble, for that late game, which hero or which composition will actually be better in the execution part, which will be coming online. Because if the Martis is not able to snowball, then it will be really, really difficult for him to actually go for the scaling from the mid to late game. But so far, the bans already from both the sides in the second phase have taken place. You can see two engaged heroes being banned from the side of Team GHY. The Kufra, the Tigreal already speaks for itself. A lot of, set potential, lot of, engaged initiation. So completely denied this game around. And also the bans from the side of team, ZGTX, they are banning the link, fearing that it might disrupt the positioning and the backline of the side, as well as the Aurora to just have an easier time for their lineup to actually go in for those engage. But the fourth pick is the Vexana, and to answer back, what can they pick? What do you think?
There's a lot of choices here because the Eve is also there. It's gonna be good against the Nuricel or even the Hylos, but right now they're gonna be opting out for the Molina. We haven't seen a Molina, and this may be the debut of the. I mean, what am I saying? Molina? It's gonna be the Nana, and even the second life as well. It's gonna be a little bit having a little bit of a good time, but I feel like this is a very unorthodox pick, and he's gonna be having a hard time because in comparison to the Vexana, Nana is not gonna be having that kind of CC that he required, that's gonna be disrupting the front line. It's gonna be so short of a CC. Meanwhile, the Vexana have this kind of Horrify and the Eternal God who's gonna be knocking up you most of the time. And so far, I feel like for the side of ZZTX, they are gonna be they have to be careful in how they are engaging because their composition looks like it's a do or die kind of combo, and the shape of the team fight is gonna be truly dependent on how the Cho and the Atlas will be setting as well. But for ZHY, the last pick secures for them might actually be in securing that back line, so they are just gonna go for this front to back composition so far.
Mm-hmm. I got reminded of something. Actually, the choke can counter the EXP lane Khalid, because he can actually cancel the heal. That is a quick sand guard with a G Kundo knockup. So that is something actually working well. And again, with the when the Khalid wants to dive in under the turret, he can go for the way of the dragon, just to disposition him from the actual engage is going for. But the only problem that I'm looking at is the fact that he's on a damage build and he won't have a lot of sustain. He is actually going just for those play. He is not playing for the sustain build, or he's not going to be the front line. He's just going to go like an assassin. So with coming into the land of Dawn for this game between team ZGTX, who are on the blue side, and team GHY, who are on the red side. So guys, if you are really ready for this game, then go and hit the subscribe button, because it's gonna be heck of a night when these two teams are battling out. And in this Indian gaming series, there's gonna be a lot of exciting match, and for now we already have begun with one, isn't it, Debbie?
It's gonna be perfect to say the least. Oh, look at that! A bit of skirmish is happening for the Khalid, but is he gonna survive? But no, the first part will be secured by a damage dealing Cho. An interesting pick of a spell coming up from Who Are You onto the Nana, going for this aggression instead of a survivability where most Nana picks up those a flicker. But right now we're gonna see a security for the kill onto that flame shot. But we have seen so far both of the lanings are gonna be happening, and the Khalid losing that lead might eventually be making him in trouble.
In the early game, it's kind of given, but again, look at the mid lane. The Atlas taking a lot of damage, still has the flicker, so he did not use it. Again, a lot of poke, but still surviving. And again, I think for the sides will wait for that level 4, the power spike that they will get. The scaling is really required before they will go for those engages, and that's also for the other team. And I think the goal lane is something which will be heavily contested. As you can see, a lot of rotation coming in. The Hylos going in. The Mart is already waiting there, able to use the Mortal Coil, chunking the Hylos with low, but it's not nearly enough. The Joy wants to go in, but not getting the beast on point. But the Atlas is a bit late to the party. I think the next fight might happen in the Turtle Pit, which is about to spawn soon.
You know what? I feel like the Martis has to be careful in how he's gonna be farming up, right? You do not want Enjoy to be catching up to your XP because you are a fighter and you want to have that noble potential. Just prioritize your buff and not the lanes at least, and try to go for the neutral objective first, because a fighter is gonna be having the lead in this this early game, and the Joy might actually be having the the back foot. But right now, looking at the position so far, they are contesting for it.
Oh, but the turtle will be secured with the tank not being on the side. Again, you can see the electrifying bead being used. The Nana will lose her blessing, but still surviving with the passive. But Martis won't be so lucky as he will be traded, and the blue buff of the side of Team ZGTX will be invaded, but the rotation is coming in. The Chow wants to go in, but the flicker will be already used defensively. And the Chow trying to go for the way of the dragon onto the Joy, but it's not nearly enough damage as the Chow really being chunked low from the damage of the ring of punishment. The Hylos doing really well to be the frontliner as the Khalid also helping in disengaging.
Oh, this is absolutely not a good start for DZTX as a fighter jungler into your, jungling position as well as an Atlas into your room, because the Atlas already did secure the blue, but he's just denying right with another buff, and that's gonna be putting him so much into the back foot and lacking in economy wise as well as experience in comparison to the Joy. The Joy is really dependent on this mid lane, right? And the early game might eventually be falling for Martis, but right now he's the one having the lesser goal in comparison to the Joy, so they have to be careful, right? They have to be farming just a little bit more and not look for fights for now.
Oh, look at the damage of the Molina Blitz will be deleting. The kill will be going in the favor of that Grandeur, but again onto the off cam there's another kill going to the side of Team ZGTX as they're already able to go for the damage as the Hylos is too low, but the Joy doing his work, able to get that kill onto their side. The tank will be falling. He did have the flicker but did not use it. But again on the bot lane, the Joy is going in with the dashes and will be getting that kill onto the Ranger who has just got shut down. And Nana doing her best, going with the boomerang as well as the Molina, but she does not have the passive, and a double kill secured easily by the hands of Team GHY.
What a good scam is happening for the Joy, because the entrance for that Joy was so perfectly on time, and he's just neutralizing the amount of gold lead for the side of DZTX, and I feel like this is gonna be the starting point for him. But look at that Eternal Guard.
Flicker already being used, but they are just going at it. Again, you can see the Atlas does have the Fatal Link, will not commit it on yet. But again, the turtle is up, and this is the second neutral objective already started by the side of Team GHY, and they're looking good at taking at it. But the Atlas going in, but the Purify and the Flicker will be used, just to survive. But again, there's nothing much coming out. As you can see, one more kill going with the passive being absent onto the Nana, but the Chow trying to go for the knockup, and the Way of the Dragon will connect, but the damage is almost enough to take him down, and the Martis will be there to shut him down. As you can see, a 2v2 going on, but the Martis with the decimation able to shut down once again, and that's a triple kill going to the hands of that Martis. This is not too good because this is the potential snowball, objective that they are looking for.
This is the kind of clapback that the Maltese want to have, right? Onto this, just securing those kills, as well as the turtle might actually be putting him in a good spot, and he can just go for the fight now because he is in the lead with the triple kill as well. And the Martis on the Sky Piercer is going to be dealing a lot of damage as well with the decimation in combination with those damage that he has that's provided by his skills as well. And this time around, I feel like GHY has to be careful, right? They do not want to give out any kills for the last 6 minutes. That's gonna be a kind of potential for the side of the Martis to come out on top as well. But right now it's not looking good because he's even though he died one time, he did get 5 kills onto his hands now, and at any chances that he gets, I feel like he's gonna be taking fight because he knows that he's gonna be ahead.
Look at that, a lot of resources being baited out, and the Grandeur won't be surviving that, but the members are doing the Fatal Link, connecting on to 3 members, and the damage is not really enough because the members are absent. The Molina Blitz will be used, and still no casualty in the side of Team GHY as the Hylos is just trying to zone the member. But Irithel will be successful in taking down the Atlas from the Land of Dawn, and with that, they get 2 kills on board. But the Chow was able to secure a turret as well as a Martis getting 2 objectives. So who won that fight?
Oh, I feel like this is gonna be a hard trade to say because both of the sides have their equal amount of trades, and the goal lead and the position of the side of DDTX is actually perfect for them because they secured that turtle now and another turret on top. Even though they lose their members. It's actually them having that economy lead, and I feel like the Khalid hasn't been much of a disaster for the side of GHY, because they want the Khalid to be in a team fight as much as possible, but with the presence of the Cho, he hasn't been able to do much. But look at Silva, does he try to dive in or not?
Oh, they're contemplating, whether they should engage or not. But I think both sides are just playing it safe. They might want to wait for the vision to be out, and I think the goal lane is something is still a stalemate. So far you can see the top lane has already been pushed, but there is no clap back onto the gold lane. They are winning the fight, they are getting the shutdown, but the turrets have not been taken down yet. But again, a lot of rotation from both the sides to the gold lane, which is just speaking that they are putting a lot of resources out there. They need to get the value out of it before the Lord comes down in the Land of Dawn.
You know what? I feel like both of this team are so disciplined in how they approach their team fights. But for the side of ZZTX, they are the one actually having that neutral objective onto their hands, and it may actually be working for their side. But look at the bot lane, the conceal play.
Oh, the Atlas is trying to go in onto the Irtil, but the Purify will be there to save him. But an off-cam kill coming in, the Khalid will be traded down. But again, you can see the members are kind of isolated. They are trying to just run out. But the electrifying beat will be there to secure 2 kills. And a double kill going in the hand of the Joy. Whereas the Grandeur won't be so lucky to survive, as the damage from the deadly crabs will be enough. Along with the second skill of that hero, I mean the Vaxana. But again, on the top lane, another trade being... they're so close for both these teams. Kill for objectives, which works well.
I feel like this is a barter system that we are watching, because whenever there's a fight going on or a trade happening, it's always onto the opposite side that the other team, the opponent team, will be getting it. But look at Nautilus, he's just diving in.
Oh, the decimation just used a bit prematurely, and he won't have that movement speed buff, as the glorious path will be there to slow him down, and he gets taken down by the damage of that But again, the Fatal Link will be connecting on the 2 members, and 2 kills in the hands of Nutless, which is very rare to watch. But again, he's just isolated and will be traded down. But you can see the Molina Blades doing so much damage, and the Grandeur will be there to finish that kill off, and a wipe out in just 9 minutes into the game. And this is just speaking disaster for the side of Team GHY, as they might lose this Lord.
I feel like, that Atlas has been, I was actually questioning, because Atlas hasn't been the tankiest of the tanky roamer, and most of the choices are still up there. But with the set, with the Fatal Links, it's like, come guys, I'm going to be giving you foot on a Silver Predator, and the team will be finally moving forward, and and closing it with a super perfect execution as well. And I think at that point it was the Molina Blitz that made it work as well. But this time around, for ZHY, they have to be careful, because the Fatal Link might actually be their disastrous set, and they do not want that to happen again, because this time around their Khalid hasn't been that much of a factor, and he hasn't been that much of a threat on the backside, and he's the only one who can dive in too deep. I mean, just for those CC2s, so they have to be careful. But look at that play.
Oh, another kill going to the hand of Team ZGTX, Team GHY. But again, ZGTX trying to clap back, but the Joy's damage is just so much, and a triple kill already secured, as the Atlas is completely isolated, does not have the Fatal Link, will be forced to flicker out, trying to go out with the perfect match, still able to survive. But the flicker Raging Sandstorm will be there, and a mega kill, not a maniac, but an unofficial maniac going in the hands of Joy. And this is the clapback the side of Team GHY were looking for. They are able to get the tempo back to their side, as well a lot, which will be marching down soon to the side of Team ZGTX.
This is the capability of the Khalid that we were looking for. But look at bot lane.
Oh, wait a minute. A 1v1 won by the Irthel. The damage is already online. This is where you start fearing those marksmen scaling, as we are already nearing to that mid to late game power spike. This is where these heroes shine, and this is a power, this is the time where the Martyrs won't be able to do as much. And it all comes down to how they take the fight, how they approach. As you can see, the blue buff is already being invaded, and the Martyrs won't be able to secure it. It will be stolen. But again, the Lord is still there. They haven't touched it yet.
This was a very much back and forth kind of game, but onto the top side they are focusing onto that turret as well. But look at Atlas.
Oh, the Fatal Link connecting on the 2 member, and you can see the Chow trying to go in, but the damage is not nearly enough. The Grandeur just being the victim of that and will be taken down. The sustain is now speaking. That damage, the lack of damage is something the side of Team CGTX are, just suffering right now as the turrets are not being defended well. And with that, all the first, second tier turret will be taken down, and it just comes down to those inhibitors now.
Yep, that inhibitors is gonna be in jeopardy right here, and the next Lord push might eventually be their end game. But right now, looking at the position of GHY so far, they finally found their footing because their Irisel has been farming out quite a lot with a lot of supplements and his kit as well, but it goes so high. But look at Atlas is diving in again.
It's coming on to 2 members, but he needs to back out. As you can see, the kind of isolated, will be taken down, but a 1-for-1 trade coming in. They're not stopping yet as the Atlas is just going to use that, perfect match defensively to get off the harm's way, but the minions are still there, uncleared, and they are marching down, and it seems like the side of Team GHY might look to crack open that base.
Unfortunately for the side of ZZTX, they lose their inhibitor like you mentioned, but they also lose one important member who's gonna be so good and picking off the heroes. But they are actually gonna be focusing on the Lusional one onto that Irisel because he is a great threat now, and they didn't even focus onto the Vexana or the Joy, and maybe they should try to have that patience in order to wait for the other side to make mistakes, because looking at their position so far, they don't have any kind of damage that could be enough to take down the front line, especially Vicious onto that Hylos. He's gonna be so good and soaking in the amount of damage, but the flicker will be burned away by the Khalid right there so very early on, just before the start of a neutral objective, which is gonna be spawning in just 1 second.
Look at the bot lane, The
Irithel
needs to be careful. 2-3 members going in. The Fatal Link will connect. He does not have the Purify, and a lot of damage being used. The passive of the Rose Gold Meteor will be saving him, and that's a clapback coming in. The Nana will lose her passive and will be taken down. A double kill secured by the Joy, and man oh man, was that too much of a gamble the side of Team ZGTX took as they lost 3 core members, and this just speaks that they cannot contest for the Lord. As you can see, the rest of the members from the side of Team GHY are zoning them out, so this will, just close the game real soon.
Yep, that was a very awkward moment to look for a fight, because they knew that they are behind at this point. They are losing their micro, they are losing their macro as well. The meta advantage is fully onto the hands of GHY, and they still decided to gamble for it. And if you are behind and take a gamble, you're gonna be losing, to say the least, and when you don't have the info. But look at that off-cam damage. That was a good kill coming out from the show, I would say.
I mean, that was a TikTok play, but again, that was really good pick off. So this just gives them more space to play with. Without the mage, they won't have that constant damage, the constant DPS. The marksman is there, but they also needed that mage to engage with the Eternal Guard. Again, the Lord is marching on the bot lane. You can see it's being cleared slowly, but the rest of the minions are not being synced yet. So that is something, which might not give them the most advantage out of this Lord. So this might be an easy Lord defense, and they actually lose an inhibitor.
Like you mentioned, I feel like Vexana was an important member to pick out, and Cho, I feel like he really understands that. Even though the clearance coming out from the deadly grabs as well as that Cursed Blast might eventually be their way for securing a turret. But look at fight.
Ooh, the Fatal Link connecting onto 2 members, and they are brought back, but the Flicker will be saving the Khalid once again as the Grandeur will be falling victim. The Aethril already online, knowing the power spike, is going to go for the damage as the decimation will be used on the wrong member, but the damage was not nearly enough as the high loss will be taken down from the turret damage as well as the Chow able to secure that, as this is not too good for the side of Team GHY. They're trying to go for a 3v4 situation as the Aethril still surviving. The Chow going for the way of the dragon, able to shut him down, and that's a big shutdown coming in. The Khalid trying his best, will be able to get a kill onto his name, but he will also get traded, and with that, another inhibitor falling. But this is too bad for the side of Team GHY. They lost all the goal lead that they had.
Yep, and it was actually not that of a good idea for them to lose their discipline and go for another kind of team fight without the presence of your DPS members like the jungle, the Joy who was prematurely entering into that team fight without any Lord marching down, and at that point this is what they were losing for. The patience they had into this early game has been completely gone, and both of the teams are mirroring each other's manner, and they are losing any kind of lead like you mentioned. This potentially be a threat for them as well, because it's a kind of a threat to say the least. And if for DGTX, if they find their final footing, they might actually be evening out their kills as well as the lead that they want to have, because it's the Mortis, and if he tries to dive in, he's going to be getting a sure kill into the backline as well. But looking at the annoyance of the throw that he provides, he's just split pushing, and making Khalid respond to any kind of push that he's looking for.
Oh, look at that aggression coming in. The Joy just isolated will be taken down, and that's not a good timing to just get that shut down, because the Lord is already up, and this is almost nearing to an evolved Lord into the 18-minute mark. The Atlas is going in, does have the fatal link, but this does not commit yet. Is waiting for the right opportunity. Of course, it's a 3v4 situation, and the Lord is chunked down low. They do not have the jungler, and the retribution is still not used. But the Martis will be able to secure it. But again, the Atlas will be losing that immortality and also taken down. And oh my God, this just speaks bad for both the sides. As you can see, they lost the member, but they also lost a Lord. I mean, they won the Lord, so will they be able to actually come back with this game, because they do not have enough member to actually engage with the team fight without that Atlas being online.
And they are surely dependent on the set coming out from the fatal links, and Cho has been solely focused on taking on to the correct side and the connect.
Oh. Look at that. The decimation will be connecting, but again, the Joy kind of isolated will be taken down, and double kill going in the hands of that Martis. But again, on the top lane, 1v1 going on. The Raging Sandstorm will be used, but the Flicker will be helping that Grandeur to survive from out of the harm's way. The Lord is already down to 20% HP, and this might just not even reach the base. So this might be looking good. Some more time for the side of team GHY, but the Khalid is not so lucky, because the decimation will be the death of him. So another kill in the hands of the Smartest in the late game. So still viable is the question.
Yep, I feel like the true damage will be playing in such a good favor for Martin, because we have seen how much of a damage that he has done with the decimation as well onto a Khalid. Nonetheless, he's a 10-year member for the side of GHY, and if he falls down, that's a one lacking member for the front line as well, and they might be able to secure another tower into the mid lane. But a lot of clearance happening for GHY, because they have the basic attack dependent hero. The Idrital is going to be dealing a lot of damage onto the minions as well as an objective. Meanwhile, I feel like these for DGTX, they are actually finally finding their disciplines and the patience as well, just focusing on one turret at a time and managing to secure 3 turrets, I would say. No, 2 turrets, I would say.
Oh, the Grandeur did not have the Flicker, will be falling. As you can see, the Atlas trying to run with the conceal, but the members are trying to zone getting out, but the Irithil saying not today, as she will be able to get a shutdown onto that Nana. So the rest of again, the minions are still there. This is a 3v5 situation, not too good to the side of team ZGTX, as they don't have their core member. The Chow going in will not be getting that damage, as the Irithil was able to get out of the harm's way, but the fatal link will be connecting. The passive of the Rose Gold material will not be enough, as the Godlike will be secured by the Martis, as on the bot lane a 1v1 between 2 members, but the Joy will be able to get the kill again. The Atlas trying to run out. They have the minions, but the members are not back, as the Eternal Guard will be used just for an extra member, as the Atlas taking too much damage, not able to soak. The Curse Blast will be used, but the Martis is too low. The minions are kind of cleared, but it's not nearly enough, because they are locking the base, and it will be a game secured by the side of Team Team GHY, who will be winning this best of 1.
Oh, I feel like this is a very, very intense game to say the least, because both of the teams are going back and forth, looking for trades everywhere, and I feel like they are actually having a perfect combination in mechanics as well, because we have seen so far how much of a damage, how much of a trade they are looking for all around the map and understanding of the situation as well. But unfortunately for the side of DZTX, they lose their marksman in a very dire position, and he was overstaying just a little bit, and I feel like that might actually be their case, because it was an awkward timing for them. Even if you lose one member, they might eventually end their game. It was a do or die for them, and they went for the wrong timing and the wrong position. So at the end, I feel like DXY did really secure this game fully well for their own mechanics as well as their decision making too.
I mean, I thought the Chow was a bad pick with the damage build, but it seems like it worked better than the Granger in this game. They did pick the Granger as the first pick, but the worth, the value, the faith that they put on the hero was too much, but was not able to deliver. Did not get the space. I would say it was a well-played game by the side of Team GHY to deny him that space, that capability to deal those damage, the poke damage that he can normally do. But I think the Martis, was able to do a lot better with the damage build. Few items here and there I would like not to mention about it, but again, it did work for him. So I just felt, the sustain in the late game is something the side of Team ZGTX kind of suffered. They needed a bit more sustain. The Atlas was not nearly enough, because once the Irrital was online, you can see she even sold her boots. So that was the game-changing moment. The damage coming online was too much, and at that point, you cannot do anything because the death timers are so long. By the time they were back, the game was already over.
And they were deserving of it, I would say, because ZHY, they managed to secure this best of one series into their own hands. It was a intense gameplay. It was a war zone. It was a battlefield. It baffles us to see this kind of underdog team, putting out such a lot of effort to come out on top in this best of one series. But this is not the end, ladies and gentlemen. We are coming back for more. But before that, we are going to be taking a little short break.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. So see you in a bit, guys. This is Shinryu and Debbie signing off.
So, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Here we jump into another match of Indian series, round one, day three, between Uncensored versus Nihar Night Saber. So, we got both the teams ready. On the blue side, we got the Uncensored, and on the red side, we got the Nihar Night Saber. On the caster decks, we have Zio and myself, Zambi. So, Zio,
Hello, Zambi. How are you?
yeah,
You know,
I'm doing great.
that's really nice to hear, and I hope all our viewers are also doing great because after quite a long wait, we are finally back onto the fourth match of the day. And already moving on to the drafting phase, we are seeing an Angela ban right here. I mean, an Angela right out of the blue. What do you think about that ban?
It's like it's kind of unexpected ban coming out from the side of the uncensored. They might have some their own strategy to just ban out that Angela, but from the side of the Night Saber, we can see a Fanny ban. So, Zio, what do you want to say about that Fanny ban?
I mean, Fanny, yes, one of the greatest assassins that we have right now, and she is quite hard to catch as well, unless you have a suppressed skill. But most often in team fights, those do not really work out. So I guess they would, just want to not deal with that Fanny and ban her out. But again, another unusual ban coming in from the side of Team Uncensored, and that would be the Ruby. I mean, I get it. It might be a respect ban. It might just be a ban that a hero that they do not want to face off against. But for the side of Team NNS, they are going for that meta ban, and this time it would be the Granger. I mean, quite understandable because they have the second pick. So Granger, they won't want to give that Granger away as their opponents have the first pick.
Yes, it is. And here we can see that the Ruby got banned. It was kind of unexpected ban coming out from the side of the uncensored. They might have some their own strategy to just ban out that because as we all know that the Ruby is not in the meta right now. But yeah, the ban coming out from the side of the uncensored, the Sicilian ban is a respect ban coming out from them. So yeah, it's a great ban. And the first pick comes out from the side of the uncensored will be the Badang. So Zio, what do you want to say about that Badang pick?
Badang, he is getting quite popular these days. He is coming in that meta and completely understandable at picking that first pick. I mean, there were other good heroes that they could have chosen, but again, they would want to prioritize that Badang because he is quite helpful in a lot of team fights. He can knock back. He also has a lot of sustain. So that is kind of a good pick coming in from the side of Team Uncensored. While Team NNS, they could have gone for that Zushin since, the Badang had been picked out as the first, but they decided to go for that Vexana and that Kufra. I mean, Vexana is understandable, but Kufra, I feel like it's quite a little early for that Kufra to come out, given that there are no assassins or any dash heroes that Kufra can that they can use against. But overall, it might just be the player's preference.
Okay, here we can see the Zushin and the Khalid has been picked out by the uncensored. The three ban heroes has been already picked out by the uncensored. So it will really be a trouble if they don't stop by just picking out the ban heroes from their side. So let's see what the NNS will pick the counter pick. But here we can see that the Kufra, it's a really good pick if the uncensored pick an assassin, but if they just go for any fighter type hyper, so it will really be a trouble for them. So yeah, let's see. But here we can see that they are deciding to pick a carry. Let's just wait and watch.
I've been waiting.
Okay, it will be a
the
carry pick. Yup, Zio.
Yes, so as I was saying, the Kufra pick, I feel like it's a kind of comfort pick because as far they have not gone for any assassin from the side of Team Uncensored, and given that there's a Kufra, I feel like they would not want to risk an assassin. But again, if they can deal with the Kufra, then it's just their own opinion about the pick. But Lucas getting banned out, I mean, I feel like yes, Lucas can go in the jungle, but since Badang and Khalid have already been picked out, they could have gone for something else. But overall, a good, good ban, I would say. But team uncensored, they can still go for that hyper ban, and okay, and then Alpha getting banned out.
Yup, respect ban coming out from the side of the uncensored, and here we can see that the Hayabusa getting banned from the side of the NNS. Okay, here comes the last ban of this match, and it will be the Hilda. Both the teams have a standard banning, so yeah, let's just wait and watch which what will they counter with that. So the Harriet is still open. Zio, we can see that the Harriet is still open. The Harriet would be a good option for the sensor. What do you think about that?
Yes, the Harriet is still open, and against a carry, I feel like he can do a lot. And also, since carry has been picked out as well as Vexana, Harriet is most certainly he can go for that gold. And I feel like both the teams, they might just be missing out on that Harriet as well, and keeping the hyper for the last slot, I guess, for the side of Team NNS. And this time it would be the Terisla onto their side. Okay, as an AoE CC hero coming in, so the lineup looks quite tanky, I would say.
Yep, it is. I think that the NNS are going for their comfortable picks, as they got the Terizla on their side, they got the Kufra, and they got the Kiri. The all non-meta heroes has been picked by the NNS, so they might have their own sort of strategy. But let's see, because the picks are not that usual. But yeah, it might work if they have a good strategy, if they have a good synergy with that hero. So yeah, it might can work. So what do you think about that, Zio?
I agree with you. I mean, overall, at the end of the day, it's just how you synergize well with your teammate, how you play well with your teammate, how well you communicate. So okay, overall a Gushin pick that was quite surprising, but then it might just be a comfort pick. And I mean, he can burst down that Carry and Vexana, but I feel like he will have a little trouble bursting out that Kufra and that Terisla. So overall, I guess Team NNS, they did go for that Kufra, maybe to pick that Ling at the end. So overall, both the drafts are looking quite good, I would say. So, what are your thoughts on the draft?
Yeah, the picks are quite good and quite suspicious too, because the Gushin Hyper, it can also work well and it cannot be. But let's just wait and watch, because the Gushin pick was really an unexpected pick coming out from the side of the uncensored. But the Ling pick would be a good pick against that Zushin and that Iritel. He can just counter up them by just going up with in the back line and just killing up them with the Templars of Blade. So yeah, it is a good pick coming out from the side of the NNS. So Zio, as per you, which team has a more probability to win this match, as per you?
Okay, to me, I feel like Team NNS, they have got a good draft because Ling is there to burst down the back line. So in the end, we'll just have to see how both the teams execute the whole matches. But for now, we'll be moving on to the Land of Dawn, ladies and gentlemen. Fourth match of the day currently going on between Team Uncensored and Team Nerhe Night Saber. That will be the NNS. So both the teams, they are just going for the standard rotation from the EXP and rotating towards the goal lane. And it's just matter of time that they would go for that level 4 first and maybe engage after they've already unlocked all of their skills.
Yes, and here we can see in the top lane sort of engages happening up, but they are just clearing up for their lanes. And here we can see onto the red buff side, the Badang is helping up the Gushin to farm up first and then the Ling. And here we can see onto the blue buff side from the NNS, they're a little bit slower than the side of the uncensored. Both teams, okay, here comes in the mid lane, the Khalid is rotating well. The Khalid, the Gufra might be in trouble, goes back at the time, the Lentil of Prayer just poking out the enemies. Okay. Both the teams are doing good.
Yep. a great engage,
See you.
a great aggression coming in from that Khalid, because he has that early game aggression potential. So he would definitely would want to keep it to his. Okay, Ling trying to go in that turret.
Yep, the Templars of Blade has been already used out here. We can see the first blood coming out from the side of the Uncensored. Here comes double kill from that Gushin. What a great gameplay coming out from the side of the Uncensored. Whoa, they got the 2 kills on the board. The early game is in the hands of the Uncensored. Here we can see an overextension coming out from the side of that Bandung, but tries to go back at the right time. Here we can see the killing spree coming out from the side of the Gushin. Whoa. What a great gameplay we can see over here. The early 3 kills coming out from the side of the Uncensored on the board, and they are leading with 1k gold ahead. And the turtle has already spawned, the first turtle of the match.
Yep, I would say that was a great, calculated risk that they took to get on to a little head start for their side. And with that Zushin available, they can really go for a little bit more aggression. Okay, a team fight popping out in the turtle lane.
Okay, here we can see the Kufra is jumping from the back line. The Ritel is trying to make some room, but the Ling is trying to get out. That the Tempest of Blades has been already used by that Ling, and the Ling was able to get that Badang, but the turtle has been taken out by that Gushin. And here we can see that the Vexana is taken out by that Zushin. The double kill comes out from the Zushin. Whoa, the 3 members are down from the side of the NNS, and they are losing with their early domination.
Yes, the draft of Uncensored, they kind of rotate around the early game, so they would want to use it to their full potential. And look at that Gushan, he is not making any hesitation doing that turret dive, and I feel like they can take out the Terisla unless he's okay. Flicker will be baited out, so I feel like it was a little bit overextension just to get one person out, but again, still going on.
Yeah, here we can see another gang coming out from the side of NNS, and they were able to take the 2-member down from the side of the Uncensored. Here we can see onto the bottom lane that Kiri has been taken out by the 2 members of the Uncensored. So Zio, do you think onto the top lane, it was an overextension and a mistake from this Uncensored?
Yeah, to me personally, I feel like you could have let that Terisla go away rather than getting one of your, beating all of your things out just for one person. And okay, a clutch coming in from Vixana, taking out that flicker. Okay, so back to my point. Wasting all your skills just for one hero, one enemy is not quite worth it unless they are the main damage dealer. That is the only exception that you can go for.
Yes, and here we can see that an overextension comes out from that Kufra, and he needs to pay for that. He has been taken out by the 2 members of that, but the Lucian is trying to get that Vexana, and yes, he is able to get that Vexana at the right time. A great re-engage coming out from the side of the Uncensored, and the second turtle has already spawned by the side of the both teams. And here we can see onto the builds, the Iritel is leading with 3,400 goals onto her side, and the highest farmer from the side of the NNS is the Carry, leading with 3,100. And the turtle has been taken out by that Bushin. An uncontested turtle has been taken out. The Templars of Blade has been already used by that lane. The lane has been taken out. Okay, the Kufra will be taken out by that Bushin. And here we can see the Regan Sandstorm connects to the 2-person. Here comes the double kill from the Bushin. The Khalid needs to die in return, and even the Iritel and overextension comes out from that Iritel, and he needs to pay for that. Onto the bottom lane, here we can see that Lantern of Prayer just poking out that carry, and I think the carry will be taken out. Yes, he is. Whoa, what a great engage coming out from the side of the Uncensored, but they need to lose the 2 members down from their side.
I feel like Uncensored, they are making mistakes, but also they are kind of covering up their mistakes. So I guess it's something that they need to kind of work on, because it's good that the mistakes were covered up, but if it were not, then they would be, losing that battle and just giving away their enemies the chance to get a comeback. Okay.
Here comes the fist, and the Vexana will be taken out. And here we can see a jump from the Kufra. I think the Kufra might be in trouble. The Lentil of Prayer, yeah, he is taken out by that Irritel. Here comes the double kill from the Irritel onto the bottom side. Here we can see a solo kill from the Gushin. The carry was taken out. He was just bursted by the damage of the Gushin. And here we can see onto the blue buff side, the Ling is struggling with that. He tries to go back. He uses the templates of Blaze to escape, and he was able to escape at the right time. And here we can see onto the mid lane a disengage coming out from both teams.
You know that I feel like that's a little bit more of an overextension. Okay, the fight is still going on. Every ult and skills that is available has been used up. And look at that Ling. He is trying to escape from Zushin, but Zushin, she has her lantern flare and she will be getting his kill onto that Ling. You know, I feel like that's a kind of a brawl match going on between both the teams, and Irithel, she is definitely getting that farm up for herself, and her heavy crossbow, her arrows are really hurting. Oh, okay, a triple kill for her right there. I hope they do not go for another overextension, because it's almost around the mid phase of the game, and this is kind of a crucial point for them, because after this it will be the Lord spawning, and you know it's the time where the teams they get their core items, and if you mess up around here, it might just turn the tides against you.
Yeah, and here we can see the Ragging Sandstorm connects to that link, but here comes the monster kill from that Gushin, and the Kufra has been taken out. Here we can see here comes the double kill from that Gushin, and a great engage coming out from the side of the Uncensored, and they just took the turtle onto their side. And here we can see they are leading with 7k goals onto the board, and they just got the mid lane second tower onto their hands. And here we can see onto the top lane, the carry might be in trouble. Yeah, goes back at the right time. Here comes the jump from the Kufra. The Zushin might be in trouble. Yes, he will be taken out by that Vexana. A great re-engage coming out from the side of the NNS. So, Zio, what do you think? What will be the win condition for the side of the NNS?
I feel like NNS, they still have a chance of winning if they do let their carry farm. And Vixana, she has a lot of crowd controls, so if they go for a little bit more better positioning, then they might be able to do it, because Derisla, he also has his AoE crowd control, and paired with that Vixana, they should be able to do well, but I feel like they are not able to find their momentum.
Okay, here we can see another team fight. Here comes the double kill from that Gushin. And I think the Terisla might be in trouble. He's escaping for his life. Can he escape for that? No, here comes the triple kill from that Gushin, and the Tempest of Blade has been already used out. Here comes the monster kill from that Irritel, and I think the mid lane Heavy Tower will be taken out by the team of Censored. Let's see. Do you think it might be an end for that NNS? They are just locking up for that base. They want that crystal to be down. Okay, here comes the legendary for that Gushin. The carry is just trying his best to defend his base, and they will be able to defend their crystal.
Okay, quite a close call coming in, but I feel like that was another overextension coming in from the side of Team NNS, because Irithel is Irithel is farmed and going for that. I mean, they were doing really well at defending the base, but I feel like they kind of overstepped their boundaries, and it kind of led to their demise. Overall, that was quite a fast-paced match, I would say.
Yup, the Retail just locked for that crystal, and she got at the right time. And here we can see it was a good game played by the Uncensored. They were dominating the whole match. They got all the turtles, they got all the lords. They were completely dominating the whole map. The Link tried his best to do everything, but wasn't enough to win this match. And the winner is Uncensored. And here we can see on the itemization the 25% damage coming out from the side of the Gushin, and 24% damage coming out from the side of the Irritel. It was too high for the side of the NNS. They weren't able to sustain that much damage coming out from the side of that Cushion and Irithel. So yeah, guys, so just like this comment, just like, subscribe and comment which team you guys were supporting, and we'll be back after a short break with another interesting match. Till then, stay tuned. Thank you.